Hello, awesome people. I hope you're having an amazing day today. Today we're taking a look at a short story by Arthur Conan Doyle called The American's Tale. It's set in Arizona during the Wild West, and so it definitely has some trappings of a Western. It's also combined with the horror genre, and so I'd call it a Weird West story that combines Westerns with science fiction, fantasy, or horror, which I did a deeper dive for you folks pretty recently as a part of this channel. I read a lot of these older sort of things for you folks. So this is in the horror genre, but it's also a Western genre and has a lot of the trappings thereof in The American's Tale. It was about 12 pages long. I read it online. I'll link you to it in the comments below in case you're interested in checking it out further. It took me about 20 minutes for me to knock it out. Last night it was pretty quick. I read it online because it was out on one of those free things that's been published since well past its sell-by date. So it's clearly past copyright. So you can definitely find it online for free. And it didn't take me that long for me to read it. So it was really a lot of fun. I definitely enjoyed it. I'm going to be giving it probably about a 7. Probably more like an 8-, like a 7.6 or 7.7 that I'm rounding up to an 8. It's Arthur Conan Doyle. It's definitely, you know who he is, right? With his Sherlock Holmes things. I've read some of his novels, like The Lost World, and then reviewed those for this channel, as well as the Professor Challenger science fiction things as well. So he's somebody who's definitely written a lot of things in the genres that I cover: horror, science fiction, and fantasy. In addition to the traditional sort of detective stuff that he did with Sherlock Holmes. So he's definitely somebody who was very prolific during his time. So we're going to be knocking out another short story by him today. I actually first heard about this short story when I was watching a YouTube channel by a PPS channel called Monstrum that has regular views, regular channels that look at videos about different monsters and where their origins come from. And in this case, this story came up, and I wanted to read it out in a video about evil plant-like creatures. So that's the essential sort of concept, is that there's an evil plant-like creature that's haunting this Arizona town. And so that's sort of where I found out. I was like, and I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to bring it to your attention. So that's the next short story that we're doing as a part of these things. But that's where I heard about it. I'll try to find it for you and link you to it in the comments below as well, in case you're interested in checking out that Monstrum channel, starring a doctor who's, and that channel's been around for probably about a couple of years, and does a lot of these sorts of things. If you recall, I also came across the first Gargoyle short story by Clark Ashton Smith and read that one after reading about the backstory and where that sort of got started. So I definitely thought that was pretty fun for her folks. And anyway, so that's pretty cool. But that's where I heard about it, and I was like, that sounds like a lot of fun. So let's check it out. And one of the points that she made is that all these different tales were set by people in Europe. And were written by famous Europeans, particularly English people like H.G. Wells, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and so forth. And these are being written in other places outside of Europe that are coming from this place. So in this case, it's Arizona. In other places, it's an Indian evil plant, right, and so forth, that are killing men, and some other things too. So that's where that kind of concept came from. And she points out that all these sort of have that sort of a trend in common, which is pretty cool. So that's pretty cool. And our central sort of how this story is being told is that somebody who saw this happen in Arizona is now telling it to a group of people over in England. So that's sort of our central concept about what is happening. So this is a story that's being told, which is why it's called The American's Tale, because it's an American telling it to a group of people with a language and that has some contractions, right, things like that. So that's how the story is told then for you folks by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Anyway, it's not going to take that long for you to read it, so I'm not going to spend too much time doing a review for it, especially since I don't do spoilers in my reviews, and I keep our reviews spoiler free. So, have you read about it or heard about it? If so, what did you think? Let's talk about it in the comments below. If you want to talk about spoilers, hey, let's do that too. If you enjoyed this video, why not hit that subscribe button? There's going to be a lot more of these to follow. And then finally, I want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and investing and watching my video. We all have so many things that are happening in our lives, and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.